Arranged marriages versus love marriages. Which option is better? That is our topic of discussion today. Which option is better between arranged marriages and love marriages? What is an arranged marriage? Arranged marriage is simply a situation where families decide on their own to source for a credible and compatible partner for their own. Possibly a young man wants to get married in a family, and then the family takes up the responsibility of checking out within the community or even outside of the community someone that meets their criteria, that can actually form a communal bond with their man or with their woman. That is what an arranged marriage is. But when it comes to love marriages is the situation whereby the individual concerned who actually desires to get married goes out there to seek for his own compatible spouse, somebody that will actually pay with him or her in the journey of life. He makes that individual decision on his own based on love criteria, which we're going to discuss even here. Which option is better? Which one can actually accommodate and make a difference in the lives of the couples as the years go by? That is what we want to discuss. My name is Felix Okeke. I am your marriage counselor and coach, and this is Marriage Without Tears channel. This is the ultimate channel where we relate to the married couple, whether young or old, the nitty-gritty and all the tidbits, what they need to do or know in order to run an effective and effectual married life. This is where we teach such lessons. And if you are part of this channel, you will gain a whole lot. And if you're not yet part of us, please, there's a red button by my side. Click on it and get subscribed and become part of this awesome channel. What are some of the advantages of arranged marriage? In an arranged marriage, the family concerned looks out for someone who meets up to their level of acceptability in terms of their social status or their economic status or their educational standard, which they have already set in the family. They are looking out for someone who carries the same unction, somebody who carries the same value, so that when they pair together, they will be able to actualize the vision of the family. That is what happens in an arranged marriage situation. In an arranged marriage situation also, the family are also in a position to get someone who can actually help the family to attain the heights which they have already desired to attain from time past. A certain foundation that they have already laid out. They don't want somebody to come in and contaminate such an arrangement. So they go out there looking for someone who can meet that criteria. The family also has a tradition, a culture, a value system which they want to uphold from time to time. A certain level of integrity and honesty of heart. They don't want to undermine that area at all. Therefore, they take it upon themselves to go out there and seek for someone who will actually match with their own. In most cases, it is always the man's family that does it. Arranged marriage is actually, you see it in several places, several continents, in Asia, in Africa, in several places around the world. It happens. Families going out there to get someone who can actually meet their own demands or their own level of acceptability as a family. That is what happens in an arranged marriage situation. Arranged marriage situation also provides a certain sense of security and stability because the family goes out there actually to do whatever is necessary to ensure that the family, the new family being formed or the new marriage being consummated is actually giving the support systems that will enable that family to be stabilized, that will enable that family to become unshakable as the years go by. So that kind of sense of commonality, they bring all the value system, all the things in the family to make sure, because they have an invested interest. The family is concerned, are all invested in trying to make this new couple to become what they actually prayed for. So they want to see the same system, they want to see the same culture, they want to see the same tradition, they want to see the same values prevailing in their families. So they will go all out to provide a kind of support system that will make that family to function effectively. That is what happens in an arranged marriage situation. In an arranged marriage situation also, there is always the tendency for the couple or the new partners involved to become compatible, always, because the families concerned are not undermined by passion. They are not undermined. They are not, they don't have their senses clouded or covered by the passions of love and all that. They have so many other things they consider. They don't look at love as being the overall factor in a marriage situation or what will make a marriage succeed. I've always said that love is not the only option. Commitment, values, and all kinds of shared values, shared communication, this are what make marriage to work. This is what makes marriage successful. So they look at so many other dynamics. So when they bring these two people together, likely they become compatible because the areas of faith or religion is taken care of. The areas of social status is taken care of. The areas of economic standing is taken care of. The area of educational standing is taken care of. They look at a broader perspective of considerations before arriving at their choices. In that case, it becomes easier for the couple to gel together in compatibility as the years go by. That's what happens in an arranged marriage situation. In an arranged marriage situation also, it becomes easier for the partners involved to gel together with the extended family system, because from all indications, both families, they contributed immensely in bringing these people together. So because of that, when they get married, it becomes easier for them to communicate with the extended family, with the grandpas and the grandmas and the siblings and all that, because they all together, jointly came up with that arrangement. So that's what happens in an arranged marriage situation. Now, let us look at the love marriage situation. But before we do that, please take a look at that red button by my side. Click on it. Get subscribed, be part of this channel. What we are discussing is a very vital subject, which either you are in it or you are about to go into it, or maybe one of your children is about to go into it. These are certain matters you need to consider before, coming out with an option that may work for the glory of that house which is being formed. So, what is the love situation, the love marriage situation? The love marriage situation is simply boy meets girl. They find themselves, they find joy in themselves. They love their communication. They love their partnership. They love their dating experience. And somehow they decide to take it further. And then they carry themselves to their families and say, we have found each other. We want to get married. And both families, they don't know what actually happened. They don't know where they found themselves. But they begin to do whatever is necessary to bring these two people together as one. So in that case, it's simply the love factor bringing the two individuals concerned, devoid of family interference. This is the love situation. Now, unlike the arranged marriage situation, the love situation provides the opportunity for the people involved in the relationship, the two people, the man and the woman, to make their own individual choices and decisions based on their own personal criteria. They don't need to invite anybody, and they are not inviting anybody to share anything. They just found joy in themselves, and they don't want anybody's suggestion or opinion. They just come to themselves and say, whatever we have, I think we love what we have, let us take it a step further. What happens in that case is that they receive a kind of, they are more prepared to face the challenges of marriage, because there's no blame game involved. You don't blame an uncle for bringing you together. You don't blame your mom for being the matchmaker. You don't blame your father for getting you married in order to safeguard his economic status. You don't blame anybody. The blame is on you, either to make it work or not to work. So instead of the blame game, you discover that the couple involved are tenaciously, painstakingly working out and overcoming their challenges as the years go by. That is one of the greatest advantages of love marriages. Secondly, in love marriage, most often, the partners involved end up triumphing over incidences like race, tribe, language, custom. Like we always say, love conquers all. So when people are genuinely in love, some of the things that are considered in the case of arranged marriages, they don't come to play at all. In an arranged marriage, one could be considering, is he my race, or is she part of my culture, or this and that. But in a love marriage situation, when the people involved love themselves, they don't really care about race, they don't care about tribe, they don't care about language. All they care is the love they hold for each other in their hearts. That is also a great advantage when it comes to love marriages. And I know that many people are into love marriages because of this singular outcome. This is what they love. The capacity to triumph over what inhibits others, over what undermines others. The capacity to hold ourselves, one another, accountable for the progress or the dysfunction of this very particular family we are forming. That is a very, very big advantage for love marriages. Just like I mentioned in the case of arranged marriages, compatibility factor is also there in the love marriages, because the partners involved tend to sit back to study themselves better and closer, be able to understand their likes and dislikes, be able to understand what makes them high, what makes them such wonderful companion, be able to understand what needs to be done or undone in order to make their relationship function at an optimal level. Love marriages can also provide such an opening, such an opportunity for the partners involved. So just like arranged marriages, love marriages also has it. And of course, love marriages also makes a lot of room for the individuals concerned to pursue their own individual goals and aspirations in life. Because love is about freedom to exercise who you are, to be able to fulfill your own individual talents, your own individual goals and aspirations. That is what love is all about. Love is not controlling. Love is not undermining one another. Love is not pressing one another in order to get up. No. Genuine love makes it possible for the couple to look at themselves and be able to discern what one is crafted to do by divinity. This is what love does. It opens up opportunities, and it also motivates the partner to it makes the partner to motivate the other in order to attain whatever is the possible height he or she can attain. That is what love marriages do. That is what it does. Now, you may not say the same thing of arranged marriages, because sometimes an arranged marriage, the couple are trying to stay within the status quo. They are trying to maintain the expectations of both families. They are trying to, they don't want to strive out on them by themselves and do some certain things on their own. They just want to maintain the status quo. They don't want to. That's why in arranged marriages sometimes you discover that there is resentment, because the couple is not as if they just met and loved themselves. People can have all manner of commonalities in terms of values and qualities, but there may not be that passion in the heart. I have seen it happen many times. So I think that's one of the disadvantages of arranged marriage. But for love marriage, you discover that the couple can have this audacity to go out and do some certain things by themselves for themselves and still bring the burden together at the end of the day. So these are what happens in love marriages and arranged marriages. So I don't know about you, but it's a matter of subjection. I mean, it depends on which culture or which background you come from. It depends on what is attainable in the place where you are, or your origin or your family. What is the normal culture? What is the normal prevailing circumstance? But I want to pass the buck to you. Which one do you prefer? But if I'm in your shoes, I will have a mixture of both. What do I mean by that? When, as a young man, you find a woman that you desire to marry, you must bring your family along. You must give them the option to also weigh your choice and be able to objectively assess what you have on the table. Because you can be beclouded by love. You can be beclouded by emotions of love, not to realize or recognize that there is there's a deficit somewhere in the life of your lover or your partner. So it will always be good to have a mixture of the two. That is my counsel. And in order not to make this video too long, I want to stop here. But before you check out, please look at this red button by my side. Click on it and get subscribed. And I look forward to doing this with you next week. Next week, I'll be bringing another awesome topic. And I pray that you will have the privilege to watch it and make a comment. Please, I always treasure your comments. Look at the comment section down and just drop a comment. It will be my privilege to receive your comments. I thank you very much and have an awesome day.